Afternoon, September 17th, 2024, and I call this meeting of the Beltrami County Board of Commissioners to order. Please stand for the pledge. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That booming voice you heard in the background was our own Commissioner Gosvig, who is participating via Zoom from the Crown Plaza, 3131 Campus Drive, Plymouth, Minnesota. I only bring that up because all of the votes any vote that we take this evening will be taken via roll call in order to make sure that that complies. With that, I'll entertain, is there any citizens that want to approach? Nope, seeing none. Then I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Approve the agenda. Any discussion? All those in favor, we'll do a roll call. Diane, you want to call the roll?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, that passes. At that point, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor, we'll do a roll call again.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I can't hear her. I'll vote yes.
Yes. All right. Moving on then to the first item on the agenda. The 2025 preliminary budget and levy. I think maybe what we'll do is if someone would want to make a motion, we can have a discussion about it. If someone wants to move to approve the budget as presented.
Sure.
Yes.
Is your mic on?
Yeah. Oh. Usually they hear, whoa, whoa. I will entertain a motion to approve the budget and levy as presented.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we approve the budget as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Let's have discussion. Any discussion on the sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, we also need to have a motion to approve the levy unless you're entertaining that separately.
Did you not do that, Craig?
You just mentioned the budget.
Sorry, motion to approve the budget and levy in one motion. I'll amend my motion to be both the budget and the levy. Thank you.
I will do the same.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the budget and levy as presented. Discussion.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I'm looking at page 107 of the budget book, and I'm specifically wondering about library services funding. If the KRLS request was met, I think they were asking for a 4% increase over last year. I'm wondering if where that level was budgeted this year.
Who would have an answer for that?
I can answer that. The budget that was included for KRLS for fiscal year 2025 matches the same budget that we provided to them for fiscal year 2024. If you want the exact number, that'll take me just a quick second here to pull up.
If you could, please.
Yeah. Yeah, the information I have here is correct. I want to say it's 437,000. Is that what you have, Jody? I was off by 725, 437,725.
That's what we're funding at right now, or for the budget 2025?
That's what we're funding currently for fiscal year 2024 and was the recommendation for 2025.
And then remind me what a 1% levy increase amounts to. Is it 200,000?
Our levy our levy, it's about 307,000 or so. Yeah, it keeps going up each year and largely because of valuations, like the value of properties going up. So 1% levy increase about 307,000 or so in additional revenue.
I guess I'm not super thrilled that there's not even an inflationary increase in the KRLS budget. I think, you know, they had a pretty reasonable request of a 4% increase over last year, which, you know, really would have been a drop in the overall bucket for the county. I'm wondering if there's any appetite to at least give them an inflationary increase of 2% amongst anyone on the board here tonight.
Tom, could you remind us what our statutory minimum is?
The fiscal year 2025 state certified statutory level of library support is $265,000, $265,162.
So we're already substantially above our statutory minimum. I guess I would not be in favor of any more increases.
Well, Mr. Chair, if I could here, just, you know, there aren't any other counties in the state except for Crow Wing County that does that. You know, I don't think it's the best thing that we advocate for the minimum, especially when it comes to reading and knowledge. And, you know, this is a service that benefits all of our constituents of all age groups. So, you know, I would really encourage folks to kind of reconsider so that we could get to that, at least that 2% point. Not super thrilled about this. Do we know, can we calculate what a 2% increase would amount to?
That would take us just a couple quick minutes, but we could do that while you're debating the issue.
On a separate point, Mr. Chair, a kind of non-related question to this, but to the budget still. I just want to throw this out there. It's not something, you know, a hill I'm willing to die on or anything like that this year. But I know it's been the tradition of the county to set the preliminary levy at what we think we want to set it for December as well. And I'm just concerned about that because, you know, there's 3 months between now and then. And if we were ever hit with an unforeseen natural disaster or some kind of emergency where we would need to, where we would need additional dollars but we didn't budget for it, you know, that I don't know if that's the wisest thing, because we can always lower the levy at the December meeting from what we set here today. I'm not super concerned about it this year because we do have ARPA dollars available and the LSAM money available and reserves. So I just want to kind of make that point quickly that maybe in future years, we want to be a little more cognizant of that. Just because there's 3 months of time in between now and then and anything could happen. So that's all I wanted to mention on that front.
Okay. And the magic number is?
You'd be increasing the budget by $8,755, roughly rounded. That would take their request to $446,512.
Well, obviously I would support that amendment, but is there anybody else on the board that would be willing to increase the budget by that amount to give the
I'm not,
KRLS 2%?
I'm not.
I guess the thing that I'm sitting here with the dilemma, it's not much, but when I was sitting on that committee and listening to all the requests and the dire need that we had within the county, my concern is that we didn't take away from what we were already giving and leave it as is. And I think if we would tried to go a different direction with the committee, it would not have been something that would have been positive for the library.
Well, it would have been $8,000 more
I-
positive for the library, but, okay. My only other, thought here is, if we could, separate out the budget and the levy motion, because, you know, I do want to thank the committee. I think a lot of hard work went into this, and I do appreciate all the department heads and management team and the committee for crunching the numbers this year and really, being financially cognizant of our taxpayers, and property tax bill. However, I do think, we could have, easily invested, $8,000 more in library services. So, you know, I understand the levy request, but I'm not 100% sold on the budget. So I would like to vote for the levy, but I'm not sold on the budget because of the 0% support for KRLS. Are you guys willing to separate that motion out, or
Not at this time.
Craig doesn't want to be helpful? Okay. Okay, that's where I'm at right now, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Anybody else? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote.
No.
Yes.
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 No.
Motion passes. Any other additional items at this time?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
so I forgot, I was gonna ask the administrator during his report about if he's going to the administrators conference next month.
There are a few different conferences for administrators. I'm not scheduled to go to any of those at
Okay.
this time. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, any legislative or lobbying issues? All right, then let's have commissioners' reports. Tim,
None tonight.
Richard,
None tonight.
Joe,
Pass.
Craig.
Nope, not tonight. Thanks.
Oh, man, I've got the only one and I got a list a mile long.
Mhm.
I had a really busy week, the last couple of weeks. Richard and Craig and I independently showed up at the MPCA Construction and Demolition Landfill Regulation Update put on by the MPCA. And I'll just say that I thought that it was a poor presentation. The folks that were there, like Brian Olson from Beltrami County and some other folks that are in Brian's position, were way smarter than the presenters. And that was a real disappointment to me, that we didn't have a better presentation. But anyway, so they're going to go on and do what they do, and that'll go on. Richard and I were at Prime West meetings on Thursday after our meeting. We had a jail design and operation committee meeting. We reviewed the folks that were submitted RFQ, the qualifications for the jail project. And I think there was only a couple that had submitted that had been rejected. And yet, even though they still would have an opportunity to come back. to Kraus Anderson and provide additional information. So that was there. And then of course, Tom brought up the groundbreaking on a week from tomorrow, Wednesday, the 25th at noon, I believe, right? Yep. Okay. There'll be signs. If anyone wants to go to the groundbreaking, there'll be signs out there go out by the Eagles Club, there'll be signs. JASB, we had our final JASB approval of the airport zoning, so that is done and final. And so it means a lot of things for a lot of folks. One of the things is that there's a bunch of county land that I think it's co-owned by the city and the county behind Target that is now available to be able to use for something other than garbage. Recycling, I'm sorry, recycling. Recycling. I had management team meeting. I zoomed in for Craig to a Northwest Emergency Communication Board. And I always appreciate Chris Muller being there. So I can go over to the EOC and zoom in with Chris because then he can kind of tell me what all these little acronyms mean. And so it's helpful. And then I had I was at the Minnesota Rural County Legislative Meeting in Alexandria. And so that was a good time. Very interesting working through the legislative issues that the MRC has. And then attended the Airport Affairs Council, where we have folks that are interested in aviation from around the area that give suggestions to the airport authority about what things could make the airport better. And then yesterday, yeah, it was yesterday, the autumn job fair. It was yesterday, right? Yeah, that was really nice. I didn't get there until almost 2 o'clock, but there was a lot of vendors out there and it was kind of hot. So I think some of them closed up a little early, but I had an awesome sandwich from was it Boss Hog or Top Dog or whatever, Top Hog, whatever it was. Anyway, so kudos to, I think Dave Wall kind of headed that up. They did a real nice job. And so I think they're looking forward to maybe doing that twice a year. So good. All right, that's it for me. Anything else anyone have? Upcoming next meeting, it'll be October 1st, 3 o'clock. Work meeting, 5 o'clock board meeting, unless otherwise indicated. So and Kari, I apologize. I don't know if maybe we can notify some of the candidates that we get board packets and maybe we could include candidates for office in that, just so that they would know. And maybe poor Kari sat here from 3 o'clock. But anyway, sorry, Kari. And then coming up on October 1st, I will have chat about. October 15th, Craig's got chat about. And then October 9th, I believe, Craig, I think you have the team meeting.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, I just wanted to make sure we got that right. And then Tim, you have November 13th. Is that still on? And then Joe, you've got December 11th. All right. With that, does anyone have anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Is there a second? Second. All right, we're adjourned.